Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show. The first thing that I need to talk about is a little thing that my pen friend Chris asked me to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it now. So, she asked me where I got these, and I got this one from Wish.com, and it has some sort of bag on it? I don't know. Anyway, so there's this one. And then there's a self-inking one, which in order to change it, you have to push the little thing down, and then twist the things to whatever. Okay. The other thing is that, the pink one does the month, the date, and the year, and the self-inking one does the day, the month, and the year. So I would normally say August 7th, 2022, or some people would say the 7th of August, 2022. I guess it really just depends on how it goes in your brain. I also just have one of these stamps that I use, and it looks like this. And it came in a set. You gotta get the set really quick. It came in an inking set like this. And it has all of the different variations of each of the months. So it starts on a Monday or a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. So this is, I don't even remember where I got this. I think a pen friend gave it to me. If I remember correctly, I'm not going to remember correctly, but I know that they're out there. So, however, if you would like me to send you one of these, either one, let me know. I have the Avery stamp, and I just bought some ink to re-ink this thing so I could get some more mileage out of it. It's kind of on its way out. But if you want either of these, let me know. Okie dokie? Okay, on to the show. On with the show. Today we're doing the hard strokes. Now, in normal calligraphy, we have some letters that are not so obvious when writing words. So today we're going to look at the reverse compound curve, the double overturn, the double underturn, the modified oval, the descending hard stroke, the ascending hard stroke, the connection from, and like other connection letters. But this is probably one of the most complicated. So we're going to be doing these strokes today. Have our pencil. Alright, so when we're doing these strokes, we're going to mark off our X height. And you're going to do the reverse compound curve. Now that's going down hard, up light, and then down hard. Okay. Skip 2. Then we're going to do the double overturn. So up, down, up, down. Then we're going to do the modified double underturn, which is down, hard, up, light, down, hard, up, light. Then we're going to do the oval, which is, and the modified L, ascending stem loop into an overturn into a compound curve. Okay, so hard down, light up, hard down, light up, hard down, light up, hard down, light up, hard down, down, light up, hard down, light up, hard down, light up, hard down, light up, hard down, up, hard down, light up, hard down, up, hard down, light up, hard down. Then we're going to do the double overturn. So it's light up, hard down, 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 light up, hard down. Okay, now we're going to do the double underturn. Hard down, light up, hard down, light up. Okay. Alright, now we're going to do the modified overturn, modified oval. Excuse me. I'm going to start with a half of an upstroke, and then we're going to go down into our oval, around, through, and out. Up, down, over, around, through, and out. Up, down, around, over, through, and out. Up, down, up, around, through, and out. Up, down, around, over, 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 through, and out. Okay? Now we're going to do, this is basically a connection from an L to a Y. So we're going to go upstroke, ascending stem loop into a compound curve. Or a reverse. No. Compound curve, right. So it's basically doing an ascending stem loop into a double underturn. Upstroke, ascending stem loop, double underturn. upstroke, ascending stem loop, and double underturn. Upstroke, ascending stem loop, and double underturn. Upstroke, ascending stem loop, and double underturn. And they should all look relatively the same. So, this is why we're doing this in pencil first. Okay. Upstroke, ascending stem loop, double underturn. Alright, now let's start connecting letters. Now we can start connecting letters. So, we have learned so far the upstroke, the downstroke, the hard downstroke, and this can go from the top or the bottom. Okay, the overturn, the underturn, the compound curve, the reverse compound curve, the ascending stem loop, the descending stem loop, the reverse descending stem loop, the oval, the reverse oval, the dash, the cross, the tittle, the K loop, the R, the S, the Z, the modified underturn, the modified descending stem loop, the double underturn, the double overturn, and the oval, the O, and the connecting L connections. Now, a lot of things are going to seem very complicated, but once we start connecting letters, they will make tons of sense. Oh, and we also forgot the connection letter, the connection stroke. I think I remembered everything. Alright, let's do some alphabet, and we're going to connect the alphabet. So, we're going to do an upstroke, we're going to do an oval, and an underturn, and then we're going to do an ascending stem loop, into an underturn, into a connection letter, connection stroke. Then for a C, we're going to do a half of an oval into an upstroke. Then we're going to do a D, which is an oval, an ascending stem loop into an upstroke. Then we're going to do an E, which is a dash, and into an oval, into an upstroke. An F is an ascending stem loop into a reverse descending stem loop into an upstroke. G is an upstroke into an oval into a descending stem loop into an upstroke. H is an upstroke into an ascending stem loop into a compound curve. I is an upstroke into an underturn with a tittle. A J is an upstroke into a descending stem loop into an upstroke. K is an upstroke with an ascending stem loop and a K loop. J has a tittle, sorry. And L is a full upstroke into an ascending stem loop into an upstroke. An M is an overturn and an overturn and a compound curve. An N is an overturn into a compound curve. Now I'm going to do the N again, so we're going to do an overturn into a compound curve. Now we can do oval two ways. We can do an oval like this, oval into a connecting letter, or we can do an oval like this. Okay. And same thing with M and M. We can do an upstroke into a hard downstroke, into an overturn into a compound curve. And N, we can do an upstroke into a downstroke into a compound curve. Okay, so oval, connecting letter, or like that. Okay. Oval, an O into a P is either a hard downstroke or a descending stem loop with a reverse oval. Okay. The same thing goes with B. You can also make a B with a straight downstroke into an underturn and a connecting letter. Okay. P, reverse oval, upstroke. Q is an upstroke to an oval and a reverse descending stem loop into an upstroke. R is an upstroke to an R stroke. It's kind of like a downward dash into an underturn. An S is an upstroke into an S stroke. A T is an upstroke into a long downstroke into an upstroke. And cross your T. U is an upstroke into an underturn. A V is a compound curve into a connecting stroke. A W is an underturn, an upstroke to an underturn and a connecting stroke. Things begin to get a little more complicated once we start connecting W's and V's, because there's that half connection, the half underturn stroke. So W, connection stroke, V, connection stroke. Now these should be coming from the inside of the letter. WX would be on a modified overturn. No, sorry, modified compound curve, and across, going in the same direction as your slant line. A Y is a compound curve and a descending stem loop and an upstroke. You could also go an upstroke, an underturn, and a descending stem loop. Or you can also do a compound curve and a straight downstroke. And then a Z would be a modified overturn and a modified descending stem loop and an upstroke. So let's do some more connecting of letters. We're going to do all of the connecting strokes now. Oops, So A to B A to C. Now, when you're connecting a letter to an oval, you only make it quarter height. So if this were the baseline, and this were the X height, and this is the first ascender, you'd make it the quarter height. I guess this would be the first ascender and the second ascender, but we're not here nor there. So you go up only about halfway, and then you start your C from the halfway point and kind of spiral out into an upstroke. A to a D is also an oval, so only halfway up, an oval, ascending stem loop into an upstroke, A into an E, so dash, just like a C. A to F, because it's an F, is not connected to an oval. We do full all the way to up to the X height, ascending stem loop into a reverse descending stem loop into an upstroke. A to a G is an oval, so we only go quarter height into a descending stem loop into an upstroke. A to an H, because it's not an oval, we go all the way up to the X height, ascending stem loop into a compound curve. A to I is a full upstroke into an underturn, and don't forget your tittle. A to J, A to K, so because it's not an oval, we go all the way up to the X height, do an ascending stem loop into the K loop, and then depending on your next letter will depend on if you go to the quarter height or to the full X height. So then we have A to L, so we go all the way up to the X height, ascending stem loop into an underturn up to the X height. Depending on what your next letter will be, will depend on how far up you go on your page. A to M is a very complicated number because we're going to do a reverse compound curve. We're going to go down, up, and down. And then we're going to go an overturn, and then a compound curve. So we're going to do a reverse compound curve, overturn, compound curve. N is the same way. We go reverse compound curve into a compound curve. Okay. O, you can do two ways. Same thing with well, this can also be done oval into an underturn, into a downstroke, into an overturn, into a compound curve. Or you can do an N the same way. Hard downstroke, compound curve. Okay. A to O. You can do an oval to an underturn, to an oval, to a connecting letter, or you can do an A to a quarter height, up, over, around, and out oval. Okay. P is an oval to a quarter height. All the way to the X height. You can either do a straight line, a reverse oval, and an upstroke, or you can do an oval to an underturn, to a descending stem loop, reverse oval, upstroke, depending on what you're going for in your lettering. And then when we get into flourishing, we'll get into fancy ways to do your P's and T's and K's and all the things. Alright. PQ. So A is an oval into, because we're going into an oval, we're going to do quarter height. We're going to make another oval, and then we're going to do a reverse descending stem loop into an upstroke. Drop 2 down, do an X, QR. Okay, we're doing an A into an R, which would be a full X height, and then we're going to do a dash down, and then into an underturn. Now, some people go through the middle of the top of the X height to just like a little bit underneath, or some people go right down to the X height from the 3/4 height into an underturn. It just depends on how you want your letters to look. So you can do either or. And once you get into a style of your own, you'll figure out which is best for you. S, so A into an underturn into the S curve with a little ball serif, and then an upstroke. A, T, so we're gonna go and we're gonna make an underturn and then a giant underturn, basically, and cross your T, and then we're going to do A, T, U, T, U. So we're going to do an underturn, and an underturn. It might look very confusing. So here is my little tidbit of information when you're doing like an A to U transition. In order to make it very clear that you're making a U, make them a little smaller than your normal underturns. Just a little bit smaller. Not like a whole lot, like itty bitty, but just like a little tiny bit. Just a little tiny bit. So that way it's obvious that you're making a letter there and not just making two eyes, for example. Alright. A to V. Oh boy. Upstroke. Oval. Now, we're going to make a double underturn, and then a connecting letter, and that would be A to V. That's a double underturn. Okay, and then we're going to make an A to W. So we're going to make kind of like this A to U. A to U. And then we're going to add a connecting letter like on the V. And that's A to W. Alright, A to X. We're going to make a modified, we're going to do an underturn to a modified so it's going to kind of look like this with an X through it. It's like a modified double underturn. It's very strange. If you ask me, if I can avoid A to X or A to V or W, I will try and do my best. Alright, so A to Y. A is a double underturn. Another double underturn into a descending stem loop into an upstroke. Okay, drop two down, and then A to Z. A is a modified compound curve. So we're going to do an underturn into a modified overturn into a modified descending stem loop into an upstroke. So you're kind of making like a letter S and then into a loop and then out. So you're kind of doing like a reverse ascending stem loop. Kind of. Okay. Yay, we did the A's. So I would encourage you to try and practice doing some of these connection letters. And then tomorrow we will take a look at doing some of the other letters. So that is all for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed that one. I hope that you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like, comment. Wait a minute, hold on. Share this with your friends. Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all. So when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you. And I will be back very soon with another video. So, take care until then. Okay, love you, bye. Have a great day. We'll see you all tomorrow.